To answer your question about what would you advise people that want to start medicine through this uptake, I would say, be hungry to know.
Oh, yeah.
Be hungry to know.
Good.
If you're not hungry to know, it's not enough.
Good one. I'm going to use this part on advertising.
You're going to have to pay something for that.
Yeah.
Charge it.
This episode is brought to you in partnership with Manchester Speak, the next day legalization service providers. Please get in touch to discuss your legalization needs at 0161 728 4099. You speak to us, we speak for you.
Hi, everyone. This is Quite Peckish podcast. I'm Marian, and here with my guest, we are going to have a very nice traditional British breakfast, which is bring by our new friends and my neighbors. Audrey's coffee house. It's a place which you must visit. Now I'm going to have this meal with a Romanian doctor. First we are going to eat, and after that we are going to continue and have a talk.
Definitely.
Dig in. We are back. How was the breakfast?
Delicious.
Okay, do you recommend it?
Definitely.
I ate everything except the toast. I had only one slice just because I'm trying to load the carbs.
Very healthy.
Yeah. My guest from today, it's an accident and emergency doctor. I say it right?
Yep.
And I will let you to discover why I called her on my podcast. Hi Anna, thanks to join us today. I'm going to ask a question which I think it's very good for my future in this podcast, just because it's about food as well. Are you cooking Romanian dishes to your family?
Definitely.
I'm asking this because I know you are Romanian, and you are married with an English guy.
I am.
And what? This is the better one. What his family is saying about your food?
His family loves our food. They absolutely do. And it was good. It's good when I cook it, but it's even better when my mum comes around and cooks it.
Oh, yeah.
That's original. Long-term experience built up there.
Yeah, true.
There you go.
I discovered lately when I've been to Romanian markets, English people, even not only them, everyone like our food. I don't know why.
It's very flavoursome.
Yeah, true.
It's very hearty.
And we use tomatoes.
Pardon?
We use tomatoes a lot.
We use tomatoes a lot, yeah, but it doesn't matter really. We use a lot of good stuff that makes tomatoes taste even better than they normally do. We know how to cook tomatoes.
Oh, yes. The thing is, I found graphs saying about which country are using potatoes and tomatoes.
Okay.
And our country, Romania, it's with the tomato side.
Surprisingly.
Yeah, and Ukraine, it's potato. And
I wonder why.
here in UK, potato.
Potatoes, yeah. All the chips and fries.
Yeah, I think in my mind we are like in between.
Well, if you think about our lifelong tradition, history-long tradition of eating bread, that kind of explains why the potato maybe has been sidelined in our diet, maybe.
Yeah, but we still
We're
have
bread lovers.
We have mashed potatoes. We have goulash. We have potato salads,
Yeah.
soups.
We got French
and-
potatoes.
Yeah, exactly. But that was when I didn't like what my mother did. I just peel some potatoes and do some fries.
What's wrong with that?
Yeah, but it's exactly what I was doing.
Yeah, I see.
It's a bad thing because my mom is going to say, "You didn't like what I did." No, I prefer chips.
Oh no, terrible, terrible.
But I used to eat a lot of eggs and chips in that period
Okay.
when I was teenage.
Yeah.
But I was cooking, let's say. It was sometimes when I've been alone at home,
Yeah.
and
It's quick and easy.
yeah, we have plenty of potatoes. Not like now, only a small bag from the shop. For those who don't know you yet, how you describe yourself?
Tough question. I think I am determined to translate my boss's description as stubborn. I'm determined. I'm ambitious. I'm very sensitive. And that sensitivity mostly kind of translates into empathy, which is what makes me probably good at my job.
Empathy is good.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have a question later about this empathy. It's not really empathy what I'm asking about, but is there?
It's all right.
What inspired you to be a doctor?
Oh, that's a good question. Somewhere in the dark depths of my memory, I think it was something to do with the little piglet that was not well.
Okay.
And I was trying to save it, and it died anyway. And somehow, through the conversations with my family, I found out there would have been a doctor of sorts, a vet, that would have fixed the piglet. So I wanted to become a doctor. Mine, I was only 3. And that's when I decided to be a doctor, to fix people and piglets.
And now you just remember me a thing. My cat is missing since last Friday. Now it's a week.
Gosh,
I don't know where it is.
can't fix it.
Yeah, but the thing is,
Terrible.
my daughter, my wife, they're suffering. But even me, because I'm going outside and try to call him to see where it is. Because usually he was asking to go out, but he come back at least for a snack or for his, I don't know. Lately I saw another cat here maybe run away. Because I didn't see that cat anymore.
Right.
I don't know what's going on. Even I have a third cat. I'm not seeing it, and I don't know if something bad happened around here,
Let's
or
hope
it's
not.
a wedding,
Maybe, yeah.
or it's in a hunt.
Of course it will hurt you a little bit. The cat going missing. They're parts of the family members, aren't they?
Yeah, the thing is, I have
Definitely.
those chairs there, where is the wall, and it's his spot there.
Right.
And when you pass,
Just look at it.
it's
Yeah.
just
Reminds you.
asking like to pet him,
Yeah.
and he's not even 1 year old. That's the thing.
Yeah. Young and playful.
Yeah.
Cute. Yeah, I'm sure you'll find it. I'm sure you'll find it. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, I hope no one is going to say it's a strange man going through Darfield with a car slow, looking for something. If
So,
it's like that, it was me looking for my cat.
That's it.
What challenges you face being a doctor in Acne?
There's quite a few challenges, I think. One is perhaps the the organized chaos.
Yeah.
Without the organized bit, the chaos. That's a challenge. It's also, I think, the further you go into your career, the more, as you become more senior, you become more responsible for more of the department, for example. And one of the big challenges in A&E, just like in family medicine, is making sure that you're safe and that your patients are safe, and finding out the proper unwell people, because it's not necessarily what comes through the door that's scary in both specialties. It's what you let out of the door.
Okay.
If you let somebody that's really unwell out of your door without having done something for them, without having made a plan for them, that is going to be coming back at you at a cost. And the person that pays most of that cost is your patient.
That's true.
And ultimately affect you. So yeah, I think those are two of the biggest challenges. Not going to go into the politics of post-COVID and whatnot, because there's plenty of it on television and newspapers. But yeah, professionally speaking, yeah, these are probably two of the biggest challenges.
But how was COVID for you?
Don't like talking about it. It was...
I understand.
It was... Yeah.
It was
big.
brutal.
It was... Yeah, you could use that word if you wanted to. Yeah.
Just because I saw that movie, New Amsterdam.
No, I haven't seen it.
Very good. I like it. When people are saying it's fake. You may feel it's fake, but in reality it's not.
Yeah.
In Romania, it was a guy who said, "This is fake, don't believe them." And he went to a protest in the capital and he got infected. And he was nearly to die. And after that he said, "I do apologize.
Well, at least he did that, though.
Yeah.
At least he did that. There was so many layers to COVID. There were the professional layer and the personal layer. On the personal level, elderly in-laws, young children, my own health, which had already been in trouble by then. On the professional level, there was, when you don't know yet quite what's going on, and you get bombarded with emails on top of emails on top of emails with daily updates, daily research added to updates. There must have been thousands, tens of thousands of links that we've been sent at the time, with all the novelty that came up through research, internationally speaking. Changes in policies, changes in ways of working, because you didn't have one single department anymore. You had two departments, one green, one red, for example. So one infected, one non-infected.
Okay.
The logistics of moving between these two sides, trying to save personal protective equipment because there wasn't that much available. Your own uncertainties, I'm not quite sure what's going on. Your own surprise at seeing people dying in a new way, or people unwell in a new way that you hadn't seen before with any other illnesses. And ultimately, I think that prolonged mental and emotional strain, I think it did leave a scar on every single one of us.
That was like a quite trauma now.
Plus you lost colleagues. I lost at least 3 that pop to mind right now.
Oh,
2 doctors and a nurse. That's okay. It's part of life, isn't it? But you lose colleagues and you think, you lost colleagues and you thought then, and I still think now, so many years down the line, could this have been prevented? Could have been something that I could have done, or that could have been done in general as a system to prevent it.
I don't know. My idea is this is supposed to be a moment where we can learn.
Yeah.
Because maybe in the future something worse can come.
Yeah.
And it's possible.
Yeah, but then as medical professionals, that's what we didn't sign up for a pandemic, but we did sign up for a pandemic because ultimately we signed up to fight disease.
Yeah, but
and that's it.
The thing is, in the history, we have like plenty of pandemics.
Yeah, exactly.
Even in old times.
Yeah.
Which it wasn't lab created, like how people are saying.
So, it was a heroic effort on the medical for the medical world to make, but and it will leave trauma just like it does with soldiers in active battlefields. It's something that we signed up for. We signed up to deal with disease, and that's what we have to do, and that's it. There's no good. I don't see any way of avoiding that and maintaining a clean conscience.
Yeah,
not for myself.
Now I want to ask you, how important is teamwork in the emergency room?
It's paramount. If there's no team, there's no success. Nothing happens in the emergency department without a team. You walk in, you got a receptionist that books you in, that eyeballs you, that might say you need to see somebody straight away, whiz you through to the triage nurse, who then triages you, who then makes their own clinical decision. Then they might well say you need to go to resource because you're really, really unwell. And then they find the doctor. All of this is a team. Without every member of the team, that wouldn't happen. Your outcomes wouldn't be as good.
When we are not supposed to go to emergency room?
To be honest, as an emergency medicine doctor, I would say use your common sense. And if you're not well, and you tried your GP, you had a chat with your pharmacist, or you're feeling really unwell, just come to the emergency department.
Here we have that services, it's called iHeart.
Right.
Do you have something similar in Leeds? It's after GP, when GP is closed, you can go to them.
Oh yeah, it's a bit like, are you saying like a physical thing or a telephone even?
No, you can go there.
I'm
it's
not aware.
like a after hours GP.
Oh yeah, we do. Yes, we have.
Here it's called the iHeart.
Mm-hmm. We have a Pontefract urgent treatment centre, and there's a couple more in the area. Look, if you go to this urgent treatment centre or this iHeart place and you need an emergency department, you will be sent to an emergency department.
Yeah.
You'll be sent it. If you go to your GP and you need emergency, you will be sent to an emergency department.
How did you prepare to become a medical expert? Because I'm saying you are a medical expert because you go to school and learn.
Yeah.
And now you're practicing it, and basically that's why you are an expert.
I think practice is the preparation to becoming an expert. Obviously, medicine and medical education is very rigorous in terms of exams. And to become an officially recognized, because being a medical expert is a legal term as well as a medical term. So when you say you're a medical expert, you mean that somebody's at the top of their academic achievement and they've got quite some considerable experience. I have neither, because I haven't done all of my college exams in emergency medicine, because I became unwell in the last 2 years of my residency, as it's known back home, consultancy training. So I didn't finish those. I do have experience, as in I've started working as a doctor in 2009, but I wouldn't say that less than 20 years make you an expert. However, having spent so much time in emergency medicine, it probably would qualify me more as an expert than if I was, experienced 5 years. Because I think, for example, from being a junior doctor, a senior house officer, as it's called, it used to be called in the past, to becoming what's called a specialist and associate specialty and associate specialist doctor, which is where I'm at in my career at the moment with A&E. You do have to have at least 5 years of experience. So I think, once you've gotten past the 5 year, you can say, I'm quite good at this. But I don't think I'm ever going to call myself an expert in medicine, because you learn so much and there's so much to learn every day. year on year, and you see the same presentation a million times, and every time it looks different, and every time you learn something new about it. It's hard to be an expert in medicine.
I'm going to ask you a question, because in Romania we have these natural treatments, cures from our elders. Like if I get burned, what do you recommend?
I would initially recommend that you put your burnt bit on the cold water for about 20 minutes. And then, depending on what it is, you might want to, and depending on the size of it, you might want to come and see us.
Okay, that means it's good to have cold water.
Yeah.
Okay, because in our country, they used to give you a cream, which is homemade, with fat and a flour. I don't know exactly how it's translated in English, but. Usually our grandmothers have that cream. But what you do if you cut your finger?
You wash it, and then depending on the size of it, you come to see us or not. Put a little plaster on it or let it heal.
I remember it was a plant, but I don't know where I read about it.
Right.
If I cut my finger as a child, because I was a child, I think I have here the cut.
Oh yeah. I've got one, look. Where is it? I've got one here somewhere as well.
This is from a glass. And I just wrap it around with that plant. But it wasn't washed. But nothing bad happened.
Right.
Well, I don't know why.
Wrap it round?
Yeah.
With what? Just a piece of cloth?
It was a plant. I'm going to put a picture here.
Okay. Wrap it in that
only
plant.
The leaf.
I see, yeah.
Only the leaf of that plant. And the thing is, I lost this. These ideas can use different kind of plants.
Yeah.
I have acne problem, and I use I don't know, in Romania we call it mouse tail.
Codășorice. Yeah.
Yeah, and I used to wash my face with that.
Did it work?
I don't know. I don't have them.
Okay.
I don't know if because I finished with the puberty or
Probably
that will work. Because I use on exterior and drink it. I was like full of it. I wasn't able to see my face.
But then, if you were a teenager, I mean,
but
some people do have acne when at that age.
But it was disastrous, and which is not good.
Not a good idea.
Once it got infected. It was here.
Oh, blimey!
And I was operated because I have here a scar.
Right. Yeah.
It got infected, and I wasn't able to see with the eye.
Gosh.
Because
swollen,
I had dirty hands and
no, not a
it
good
wasn't
idea.
great.
Nope.
Wash your hands.
Don't mess with infections and pimples and all sorts.
Yeah.
Don't leave it.
Did you see any recent technological advancement in the medicine which really impact the way how you work? I'm going to tell you an idea which I see in the movies, like Star Trek. They have that little pen which scan you the part which is in pain or something, and on the tablet is going to tell what is the problem.
Okay. Does it tell you what the treatment is as well?
No.
Not that far.
But I think it's going to give you an idea.
Yeah.
But the rest is the doctor's choice. But it's giving you, okay, you have I exaggerate now, but burst liver. I don't know. It's going to tell you exactly what's going on in the body.
Well, it's not that recent because we used to use ultrasound a long time ago. But it's nice to see it brought out in pre-hospital, for example. So, ambulance teams, air ambulance teams, having this handheld device.
Okay.
That can scan you. I think that's amazing. It's not a new concept, but bringing it out in pre-hospital is just amazing. I find it really good.
Yeah, good.
That's the most impressive one for me.
It's something similar. It's like the grandfather of the...
Nearly there.
Yeah. Now, this is a tricky question. It's tricky because I want to ask you how you handle negative feedback from a patient or from family of the patient.
Right. Well.
Or from, I don't know, from colleagues.
Mm-hmm. So negative feedback is negative feedback to a certain extent, but it's actually constructive feedback.
Yeah, I suppose.
Took me a while to understand that, but you learn a lot from feedback. Whether sometimes it can be delivered nicely, sometimes it can be delivered in not such nice ways, but there's always a learning component to it, and that's how I handle it. And I've learned, the older I get, I think, and the more aware I am that I'm learning through these events, the more keen I am on actually shutting up and listening.
Yeah, I think all of us, we are supposed to.
Definitely, just shut up and listen to what's being said. Watch how it's being said, because that's going to give you an idea about how badly that person's been affected by what they're telling you you've done wrong. And, just go with it and own it. You've done it, own it.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
That's good.
Stay humble.
Yeah.
Stay learning.
And pay attention. Do you have any advice for those who want to start the career medical practice?
The landscape here today is very different from the landscape I started in 2001, I think. Before even thinking about starting, have a good assessment of what's out there, of what the training paths are, and have a good chat with yourself whether, if choosing a longer path, whether that's going to be for you. From any aspect, personal, financial, family related. So when and where I trained as a doctor, there was only the option of becoming a nurse or a doctor. Simple. I don't think there was anything else really in healthcare at the time. But now, and here you have so many professions. You have paramedics, you got nurses, you've got doctors. There's this new, I wouldn't call it a profession, but there's a new professional team brought in, namely made by PAs, physician assistants.
Okay.
So if somebody's already a graduate of university of any type, they can sign up for a 2-year course, and that would provide them with a, I think, basics in healthcare type knowledge on a 2-year course, during which they get paid to a certain extent, and then they end up working as physician associates with doctors as part of a wider team, alongside pharmacists and alongside physiotherapists and so on. There is the classical route of, if they want to become a doctor, classical route still there, medical school, still the most rigorous, and I obviously it's my route, so I would say it's the most valuable one. But then there's also the other, if somebody's a graduate and they still want to become doctors, they don't want the PA route, they can do what's called graduate entry medicine. So they apply to medical school, and instead of doing 5-6 years, they do 4. It is, according to those that have finished medical school through this route, in no way easier than the normal route, and if anything, it's harder because it kind of compresses 5 or 6 years into 4, but the outcome is the same. You still become a doctor. So it's medicine is a long journey, so a journey that can break people. So I would say have a hard good talk to yourself before you embark on it.
That's why very good where you land with the the last sentence, because I want to ask how you stay motivated and maintain positive mindset.
How do I say? Gosh, you're the man of difficult questions today. How do I stay motivated? I identify with my job. I always wanted this job. I worked really hard for this job to even get into medicine and then to finish medical school. I've invested into this job, and everything in my life revolves around this job. Maybe a slight bit less now with the children, but the children do know that their mum is a doctor exactly for the bits that they're missing out on. So yeah, even they adapt to the fact that their mum is a doctor. So that's my motivation. I am the job and the job is me.
Okay, and how do you handle the work part with free time?
Good question. I just have fun. It's easier now with the kids, although it might sound harder from the outside, but it's actually easier because you could just get home and you get landed with a kiss and a cuddle, and that's it. That's everything forgotten.
Oh, that's good.
You don't need to go anywhere. You don't need to pay for anything. But before they were born, I used to take day trips, or I used to go out for a run, or go out with my friends, or have a chat with my mum on the phone. There's ways. I used to pick up a book. For example, if I'd have maybe 2 or 3 days off, I'd pick up a book on the first day off, and then because I was by myself, I would just spend the next 3 days reading that book, and then I'd realize, wait a minute, I'm going to work in a minute, so I'd get ready. There you go.
Very funny, because this morning I was supposed to bring my daughter to school, and she wanted to take a jacket with her, like
right, yeah,
for the rainy days, and said, no, it's too warm outside. It's now I think it's 24, and she said, are we going to the seaside?
Oh, bless her.
Okay. She have a point, because this year we didn't win, and she said, we want to stay there, like last year.
Right.
Okay. Last year we've been in Skegness, and we stayed for 2 nights there, and it was amazing.
Sounds like she's enjoyed it and she remembers it.
Yeah, and we had nice food there as well.
Right.
I like when we find places and enjoy food, which is weird. I started this quite Peckish project. I wasn't, when I started, I didn't think about food.
And he just kind of followed you through.
I was needed a name, and it's because I wanted to talk about knowledge and to gain knowledge from people. Kind of hunger to have knowledge as well. Yeah. And I say quite Peckish. Why not to have food as well? Because
to answer your question about what would you advise people that want to start medicine through this uptake, I would say, be hungry to know.
Oh yeah.
Be hungry to know.
Good.
If you're not hungry to know, it's not enough.
Good one. I'm going to use this part on advertising. And how you manage difficult conversation with a patient or a family?
When you say difficult conversation, do you mean conversation around a serious health condition, or difficult conversation you mean
more like they give you a hard time?
It's part of daily life, actually, believe it or not. It's part of daily life, because people come in thinking that they need something and they ask for it. And as a doctor, you of course figure out what you try to get through their will to get what they want, to try and get to the bottom of what's wrong with them, what makes them want that. So you've got to negotiate your way through that to start with, and that takes patience. And you have to keep it in mind that this is not about yourself. This is about your patient. If you were feeling well, they would not be there. So it's them having a tough day, not you. Yeah, they might give you a tough time, but that's not you. It's not you. It's them having a tough day. So if you bear that in mind, you can navigate pretty much everything.
That's good. I will think about this because I'm trying. I'm a patient guy, but sometimes.
Oh, I'm very impulsive myself as well.
Yeah.
Trust me. But it's about perspective. It's not my worst day ever. I'm at work. I'm happy. I'm healthy enough to be at work. I've got childcare enough to be affording to be at work rather than be at home looking after the kids and thinking I should be at work. Life for me is okay. I'm at work. This person's not at work. They might be losing income.
Oh.
They might be wanting to get out of my office. They want what they want because they want to get out of my office because they want to go home, pick up their kids so they don't pay any more childcare. I don't know. That person is in my office because they're having, or in my department because they're having a really tough time. So
That's very nice.
Oh.
I mean,
Don't
for
ruin
me,
my
it's-
street rep.
I want to ask you, what is so wonderful on paracetamol? Because we come from Romania, where it was, but it changed now a bit. But when we have a problem, antibiotics was the first.
Yeah.
But when I come here and I see you don't have access on antibiotics, and which is great.
Yeah.
I say, because I don't know why we start this to get antibiotics for everything. Like you have a bit of a cold, start antibiotics, and your immunity is going low. No.
It's not necessarily about immunity, it's about resistance.
Yeah.
So all the bugs that naturally live within you, if you're going to feed them antibiotics on a regular basis, they will become so strong that when you actually do need those antibiotics, they will overwhelm the antibiotics and eventually kill you. Just to be kind and
I
soft.
found out you can have a yeast infection.
Yeast, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeast.
I can.
I never.
So antibiotics is not going to do anything for that.
Yeah.
Just like it won't do anything for the virus. It won't.
Yeah.
That's it.
And what you can tell us about paracetamol? Why it's so great?
Paracetamol is great from many perspectives, and in fact in Britain it's called paracetamol, but in the States it's called Tylenol.
Okay.
And back home I think it's called acetaminophen. So it's kind of similar stuff. Well, names are not similar, but kind of similar chemical structure. So first of all, paracetamol is a really good one for temperatures. It controls temperature really well, and at the same time helps with pain if you take it right. It's a clean drug in terms of the fact that it doesn't cause many side effects. Very rarely will you get side effects from paracetamol. It's usually on the lines of getting really tired, feeling really tired, and maybe dizzy sometimes, but it's mostly feeling tired. But that comes with being ill anyway, so it doesn't really change much of your status. It's also the first step on the World Health Organization's pain ladder. So in order to be able to progress to the next step, you've got to try it first. It's like you're going up some stairs, and instead of jumping straight to the third step, you go in for the first one first.
Yeah.
Less chances you fall. So, if you're going to give yourself painkillers are terrible things in that the further up the step you go, the more likely you are to encounter something that's addictive, like codeine, tramadol, morphine. All of these things, they're all addictive. They're all opiates, and ultimately they're addictive, but they also cause what's called tolerance. So you take a certain dose, and after a while it doesn't work, you need some more, and then you need some more, and you need some more, and it's just that constant need to increase the dosage. That's not, because even though you increase the dose, because it doesn't work, the previous dose doesn't work anymore, it doesn't mean that's doing nothing to your body. So try the first bit try the first step first and try and take it properly, because I do get lots of both Romanian and English patients that come and say, paracetamol, why you give me paracetamol for? It doesn't work. Well, actually it does. You have to take it right.
Yeah.
So unless you got contraindications, unless if your doctor tells you to take paracetamol, take it, and take it as the doctor advised you, and you should have good results with it. I promise.
It
Own experience.
It was a joke saying if the doctor asking, did you have any allergies? And the patient to say paracetamol.
Well, that's quite. I did actually have a couple of patients that came up with that.
But it was because they have it, or it was.
I didn't want to see that. I didn't want to try it. I didn't want to risk them having an allergic reaction.
Okay.
Because I've seen quite a few serious ones that are actually called anaphylaxis. So they're quite serious allergic reactions, and people can get those, and you can't predict when they're going to get them. So I didn't want to test
even if you didn't have that allergy.
Yeah, but I don't know that.
Yeah,
you're going to tell me...
You can get the problem, the allergy, if you didn't have before.
If you didn't have in the past, yeah, you
Yeah.
can. Yeah, you can develop sensitivity to it later on.
That's weird.
Yeah.
And I know that can happen even with the dust. Didn't affect you like hay fever, but now,
yeah,
or maybe because you are getting older or
weaker.
Now I'm going to ask you a question off the topic.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think is the difference between a Romanian family and a British family?
Good question, because I don't know. So I run my family. Well, I run my family, yes. I am the woman in the house, so I run it. I agree with that. I run my family in a way that's similar to how my family was run. So we're having breakfast together. Everybody goes to school and work, and then we have to eat together.
Yeah.
That's it. Sundays together. Saturdays. Maybe some work. Maybe some hobbies. Like the kids go swimming and dancing on a Saturday. But Sunday, definitely family day. I suspect there's a lot of similarities between the two countries, because my husband's never been outraged by this way of running the family and the family time schedules. So I think it's pretty similar. I mean, yeah, we're still within Europe, aren't we? We're still. I don't think we're as bad as some more developed countries that would perhaps spend more time working into the family time. But I don't know. I can't speak for your average English family because I can't. I haven't got the experience of it.
Okay.
Sorry.
It's good for me. Now we got to the moment why we are here.
Right.
Basically, why we are fighting for.
I am fighting for my lifesavers. I'm fighting because I love fighting. I have a brother, and we used to fight a lot. So,
okay.
In my youth, I didn't have the chance to fight, so I'm fighting now that I'm older.
Yeah.
But yeah.
To give you more details, she's going to fight in a boxing match in ultra white collar boxing for charity.
Yep.
And how do you find it? Why you're boxing?
So I'm doing it because I was really unwell in 2018, 2019. And not many vascular centres, because that was the focus of my problem, felt that they could help, or that they had enough expertise to help. And eventually, after a few months, St Mary's in London, their vascular centre, through their doctors, of course, got in touch with my consultant and said, look, if you want us to try to intervene, we'll have a look and a chat with Anna, and we'll see what we can do. So they did. They were very cautious, they were very kind, and they went to extreme lengths to explain what the risks were. Luckily, I was also kind of knowledgeable about it because of my job. And then they did the surgery, and then I came out of it healthy and strong.
Good.
So that was a bit of a surprise at the time. And every time I think about it, it's a surprise again. And I'm thinking, yeah, look at these guys. They've been amazing. So I have a huge debt to them. And I'm thinking, right, it's been now 4 or 5 years since. I'm now strong enough. I'm now training in martial arts. I'm doing kickboxing and boxing and karate. And I'm thinking, okay, time I do something. So I picked boxing because I enjoy it, but also because I've not trained much in it. So if you're gonna do a ultra white collar boxing fight, then you should be at beginners kind of stages. So I'm doing it I'm thinking, if people are not gonna sponsor me or donate to my cause, watching me fight and watching me prepare to fight, then they won't donate for anything. You know, it's because you do get hurt. You know, I know it's a charity fight, but you do get hurt.
Yeah.
So yes, I'd like to be able, because of the recent post-COVID and post-wars and what's been going off in the world, the NHS is quite tight for money. And with the NHS, this team as well, this awesome team of surgeons that saved me, you know, they're on bare minimum as far as the team goes, because they obviously got their equipment, they got their theatres, they got their anaesthetists, they got whatever they need, but they haven't got that extra bit that makes you be that extra bit better, which is what they are. Extra, a lot better, because they're blooming excellent, but yeah, they haven't got that extra bit to motivate them to give them that.
Yeah.
You know, so that's what I'm fighting for. I want to get them the extra bit.
You inspired me to do the same. I didn't choose yet a charity, but it's too early now because the match is going to be in December. I hope I'm going to meet the criteria to fight, but I want that experience. I don't know, maybe I'm going to be beaten by someone, but it's charity.
It's not about getting beaten or beaten.
Yeah,
it's about getting there.
But I want to win, because I never win a sport competition ever. And I feel this is going to be the first.
Good luck.
Yeah, thanks.
My best tip for you is what I'm doing. At the moment I can't train. So what I am doing is I'm watching a lot of boxing matches, boxing fights, because
I'm going to give you an experience like I give it to Leonard in the first episode, to see how I'm training myself.
Right, okay.
I really want to see what you're going to tell me about the way.
That's fine.
And how we can support you. That's a big question.
Well, obviously, spread the word to start with. That's easy. Spread the word, tell people.
What do you need now?
What do I need? Share my link.
Okay.
I need donations. And
you need some sponsors, if I don't.
Yes, so there's ways of supporting me in terms of donations and in terms of bringing the money in, basically. One of it is a donation, so anything from £1 up to as much as you feel that you want to give. If there is a business that want to promote themselves on fight night, for a minimum donation of £50 in the name of the business that they want to promote, they get the logo on my fight vest, and they get a mention on fight night by the presenter. So when the fight happens, when they introduce me, they'll introduce my sponsors as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not making money with this podcast now, but I want to be one of the sponsors.
Okay.
I mean, I'm going to pay you the minimum, but
It doesn't matter.
and I'm going to buy a ticket for the event.
Fabulous. Yes, buying tickets for the event will also be so.
Because you need to sell.
In order to be allowed to fight, you need to sell 10 tickets as a minimum. So, but it's not just that.
One is mine.
Okay. It's not just that. There's also the aspect of I never quite saw it that way. I thought, 10 tickets, are you joking? But my trainer was right. My coach said to us on the first night when he introduced the whole thing, he says, imagine you're turning up and we're announcing your name and your sponsors and everybody else, and there's nobody cheering for you. He says, imagine that. Imagine the quiet in that room. And I thought, yeah, the man is right. Yeah, we need to have people around. So yeah, the tickets will be, there's 2 types of ticket. You can have VIP ticket, which is a bit more expensive, but it comes at a table of 10. And you get waiter service as well. Okay. Meanwhile, I think that's about £45 a ticket. Meanwhile, you can, if you don't fancy the VIP ticket or just don't, don't feel you can spend that much.
I'm going to record. I'm not going to sit on the table.
There's a £25 seat as well. That's your regular entry ticket.
Okay.
That's gonna be. I am told it's a standing ticket. Now I've been to one of these events, and we were seated, not at a table. We were seated, so it wasn't an actual standing ticket. So I'm not quite sure. But I guess I'll fight before you, so I can support you with that.
Yeah, I will see.
Yeah.
You need to be present for the event. Online is not going to be anything.
No.
Or at least after.
No, I would have liked it. So what they say is they're trying now.
I'm going to record your match.
Yeah. Good.
If they allow me.
I'll be grateful. Yeah, they do allow you to record him. Yeah.
I will be there to record it.
In fact, it's advised that we get our matches recorded. So they are trying, Leeds specifically, is trying to record each match and then post it on YouTube. But because it's a new feature, they're saying, look, we might not succeed. So get somebody to film it for you. Get somebody to record it for you. If we manage to do it, if we manage to upload it on YouTube, it will take weeks, maybe months. But if you get it done yourself, then you got your match and that's it. And I think, the question, it's a good question because my consultant from St. Mary's, who led the team that did my surgery, he asked me the same thing. Can't we have like a pay-per-view type thing? And I would have loved it to, because he's either on call or he's at some conference or whatnot, and he might have liked to watch it live. But I asked, but it's not doable.
I can do the same thing what I did with Olivia, to come before and after. I had an interview with Olivia before the match.
Oh yeah, and after the match.
And when he do the wraps on the hands, and after that, how it was after, how he felt.
Yeah.
Who
knows?
Yeah. What I heard, you're going to be nervous because you see a lot of people around you, but after you get the first punch, you totally forgot about them and you want to...
you're probably focusing on, at that point you're focusing on giving it back, isn't it?
Please support Anna. I'm going to add everything in the description, or I will post before the match. I'm going to post everything. Yeah. We are going to get in contact and tell me what's going on.
Definitely. Yeah, I'll keep you posted.
What color is your shorts?
My shorts? Black.
Black, okay. Nice,
and it's got gold embroidery.
Do you have a nickname?
Yes.
Which one?
Actually, it's Bad Medicine.
Oh.
Which links into one of my musical interests.
Yeah. That's very good.
I know.
Very good.
Links in with everything. It links my whole life together.
I will let people to choose mine.
Well, I was going to do it, but I found out too late. And one of my boxing coaches, he's come up with that, and I thought, this is genius.
Yeah,
this is genius. So this is my whole life in one tune. So I'm definitely having that. I'm not letting anybody else pick it up. No.
Wow. Okay, I wish you good luck.
Thank you.
To your boxing match, and I can't wait to see if you win or not. But
come and shout really loud.
Yeah, I will try, but I'm going to record.
Good, yeah. Yeah.
All right. Thank
we'll
you
win it.
for coming.
You're welcome. Thank you
And
for having me.
I hope you really like the breakfast because
Yeah, it was yummy. Yeah.
what part was your favorite?
Bacon.
True.
Bacon and tomato is just a winner. I love it.
Usually I don't have tomato on. I mean, not everyone is making it with baked tomatoes, but it was great.
It was. Yeah, I loved it.
I lost some in the bag when I bring the breakfast.
And my
when I
third
saw-
favorite bit was the toast as well. It was an unusual toast because it was
Yeah,
softer
yeah.
than usual, but still
But
toast.
well-
and very
well
tasty.
made,
Yeah, well made. I loved it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Okay. Thank you, Audrey's Coffee House. I will put in the description where you can go and drink a coffee. They have a garden for children if they want to play outside, and even in the front they have is someone selling flowers and garden things, and you can stay even outside.
I might bring my kids round.
Yeah.
My husband. Have a treat.
Yeah, it's very close here. Thank you, and see you in the next episode. Please subscribe.